Okay, so this should be a short video, but this is the second time I'm recording it because I fucking drag things on and I start talking about altcoins and how much they ran. So I should try to focus on just speaking about what's at hand here. What I'm going to speak about today is essentially my watch list. How do I set it up, and why do I tend to say to people who ask me, "Hey, can you check out fucking algo?" I'd be like, okay, here, and all I do is I go down to the weekly and I zoom out and I'll say, wow, this shit is fucking ass, right? So why and how do I select these coins essentially that I do like to trade or don't like to trade based on these type of things? Okay, first of all, I'm gonna start with relative strength, right? So you can go to things where you can see how many ticks are, right? So volume and strength, right? So how much is it going up and or down, right? So relative strength or weakness, and how many ticks there are, how many volume there is, right? So you can go to something like Orion scanner or Orion screener. There you go, boom. And here you have an entire layout of a bunch of things. So you can go change 5 minutes and you can see that gas on the 5 minutes running. This is not my logged in version. Usually I have this completely set up how I like it, but and then you can do ticks, and then there's numerous settings, right, that you can set up on. So here you can have however you like it. So let's say you want more things, like a change 15 minutes, change 1 hour, drag that here, change 1 day, boom. What I would love, I love ticks. So you want to look at ticks. That's the real sense of volume. Boom, right? And here you can see you want ticks high on all time frames and a change in percentage to be decent usually. And that's how you get something with a lot of volume. Additionally, you can see the volume down here on the 5 minutes, etc. And you can see how much is actually being traded. These type of things are usually what I look at. You have a lot of people looking at things like open interest change, which I personally pay little attention to unless I'm actually scanning further and I'm looking at this specific coin because I like the strength to show and I like the ticks, I like the volume, and then I just look at open interest on Coinalyze. Yeah, that is the name, Coinalyze. Yeah, right. So then I would be looking, that's CoinMarketCap, at Coinalyze, right? And then I look at open interest, CVD, and these type of things. But that's on another note. So that is one thing I look at, right? So I'm looking for something that is high volume. Usually I have a good sense of what is high volume. One thing I missed recently was Tau. I had it on my watch list, but it was below in one of these other things and it wasn't in volume. And I was trying to buy actually right here within this order block. And I wish I had, because we are up 400%. Right? So this is something I missed. And if I would have paid better, more attention, I could have gone in here with my trading plan, here, everywhere, essentially on all these dips, and I would have still been up massively, but simply I am not. Why? Because I hadn't had it put on my watch list correctly, and I thought I knew which things were high volume, and before I knew it, something was running, and I wasn't aware of it because I was looking at all the other high volume things and not paying attention to new high volume tokens that came up on something like Orion Screener. So what are more ways that I select it? So before I tend to trade any coin and add it to my watch list, I want to look at where it is relative to the VRVP profile and if it is above key levels. So if you look at something like so those are open positions. We're going to go BLZ, right? And I do not know why the VRVP is not showing up. There you go. Right, so you can see the major levels of VRVP are all lower. So you can see this major cluster here, while this is all pretty smooth. And I'll do a video more on VRVP later, what exactly it is. But essentially it is a, let's see that I don't get this wrong. Wait, let's just write it down. VRVP visible range volume profile. So you just see per area of price action how much volume was traded in that area. So you can see that technically you could reverse engineer it and say, hey, look, there's a lot of volume on this candle, a lot of volume on this candle. We have traded a long while here, etc. And when you accumulate all that data, you see that this is a lot of volume traded here relatively to up here. That's a simple, quick overview of VRVP, but it's not the important factor. If we're trading above these levels tend to hold as support, so these major levels will hold as support individually. And then you kind of have strength. You're above these levels that we've traded at so much, so we kind of are in this quote-unquote breakout phase, right? Let's see on something like ARB. Boom, 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 VRVP. So this one I actually am not at this. I don't know why this long position is here. I guess I was looking for a long position. I guess I wouldn't have stopped that if I did take it, but I didn't take that. So you look at it and you see, hey, I don't actually mind ARB. I kind of like the token, like as in the way even price is formed up, but I would want to see like a bounce somewhere here. Once we're above here, boom, we can long it, but that's another no, right? So still we're like, I'm looking for this VRVP flip level, even in this case, right? And we're trading below this level. So I think this is one of those things when people ask me, hey, can you look at my token? If your token is not above these levels and you're looking for longs, you're probably longing weak coins. And simply put, you could do that and you could say, hey, it's going to be a laggard. It's going to be some major mover because fundamentals X, Y, Z, this, that. Sure, maybe. I'm not trading based on that. I'm trading on, is it already showing relative strength? If I'm looking for longs, I want relative strength, and then I'll be longing it. So like I just showed you, BLZ, liquidity. If we see here, even this is kind of the major VRVP level now, and it's kind of because recently we've been trading so much here. Beforehand, this below here was kind of the major thing, and we had broken above that, and then yeah, you could see a rip. So this was one of those ones that I did trade and went very well for me. Atom is one that I do trade relative weakness, because you can see on the weekly we're technically still within the VRVP level. CAS I was trading. This was a fucking, I told people to long it, I think right here or something, and we're up 100%. It's fucking insane. This is a beautiful one to see. Like you could see the major VRVP levels down here, right? So anything that was above this was just a beautiful, beautiful trade to take with relative strength. DYDX. You can see major VRVP levels. We're above it. YGG. I think this one isn't that good, but it just looks so fucking Ponzi. So it's also good to see we're above those major VRVP levels. Link, major VRVP levels. Even on the macro scale, we're going to be all below, right? So this is very strong. Sol, even if you zoom out, all below, very strong. Tau, we just went over. It's great. Mina, I'm not sure about Mina. So we're within that level right now. It just is such a scammy coin and looks so good that why not? Ton is another one of those. It's top 10 market cap already though, and you can see we're not trading above it, but it just looks clean in my opinion. Tia, well, played this. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have played it with me. Great play. And I can keep going over the list. The point is all of them are going to be above the VRVP levels, or the majority is. To some major, you see even this one, you could technically say, hey, it looks like shit. I agree, it looks kind of shit, but the fact is we are above these major VRVP levels, which I find of much importance when picking out charts. So that's one way to do it. And then what if you're looking at all these coins and you have this entire list of and the reason I have it set up like this, volume and main interest, is because on these ones I have, or at least had, I didn't set up my watch list for today, but then yesterday I saw a lot of setups on these, and on these I saw less setups to trade, and then these ones I am trading. So what else do we have for you guys? Well, here's something which I'm going to give full credit to Bitcoin Charlie for. You can find him on Twitter at BTC Charlie. He and Trader Magus at Paragon are doing a phenomenal job of what they've set up, and I just absolutely love everything they're doing there. And I just want to say I full credit to Bitcoin Charlie for this. This is what he calls the spaghetti chart, and it really is an amazing tool to have just to see strength, right? So this is what it looks like, and some people kind of meme it. I've seen people when I posted it before being like, yo, what the fuck are you looking at? The fact is it's extremely fucking useful. What you're looking at is a list of coins, and I don't even have all my coins that are in here right now in the spaghetti chart. I still have to add even more, but these are like the main ones that I tend to look at. Excuse me. So how you set it up is essentially you have Bitcoin, or whatever pair. I usually have Bitcoin as a center pair, which is the chart I'm actually on. And then you add more and more and more and more pairs through going up here, boom, compare, and let's say Tau USDT, right? Let's say I want to compare Tau to it, boom, and then somewhere in between here, we will see Tau, God knows where it is, but it's somewhere in between here, right? And then essentially if you zoom out, you can see that over time, Tau has outperformed over the last, since November 15th, so it's about a week, Tau has outperformed almost all other assets. And yeah, and you can zoom out and go to the hourly and zoom out and then say, okay, since September, TRB, I'm assuming, there we go, right? TRB has outperformed almost everything. And then once we zoom out, since October, Tau has done insanely well. And this is how I could have, let's say, because I missed Tau. If I had Tau on my spaghetti chart, there's no way I would have missed Tau, right? And then once it started moving, I would have been alerted. So this is another way to really, like, if you have everything in here, you don't even have to go to Orion Screener that much, because you're gonna have some major coins. And then I would say once every 3 days, 4 days, check this. You're gonna miss something that suddenly popped up and isn't on your shit. But the fact is, once you have the major mover, so if I had all this, and new coins, I would always add new coins to your spaghetti chart, because simply put, new coins are going to suddenly run out of nowhere, and if they're not on your spaghetti chart, like Tau wasn't on mine, you're going to miss that move. So that's kind of how I scan for good coins, strong coins. I don't want to trade, so no shit. I'm not shitting on Algo. It's just such an amazing example, but I don't want to trade coins like Algo, right? Like, you could theoretically add this to your watch list, because on the 4 hour there's a fucking divergence or something, you know, or like, oh shit, look, there's a, you know, order block here, boom, it's trending upwards. I could enter it here. There's volume increasing, so I could obviously find a thesis that makes this work, but why would I trade this to the upside for longs instead of saying, you know, WorldCoin. You know, we had this crazy rally off here, saw Sam against fire. We go up 40%. We retrace here. We retest the VWAP level. Boom, boom, boom. I'm just explaining my thesis here, more or less. Why wouldn't I enter here as I did? Boom, stop loss under that VWAP level. Boom, and I make a quick 10%. Right? Now, I didn't take full profits yet, but I took some, but that's not the point. The point is, why would I trade something like Algo over something like WorldCoin, which is new, shiny, has a lot of volume, people love it. People are trading it just based off of those theses. Sam Altman, it's buzzing. There's news around this entire thing. Why the fuck would I trade fucking Algorand, which is an absolutely beat up shitcoin that has been just crushed, right? Now, I'm not saying shitcoin in a derogatory way. I'm just saying I don't know shit about it. But why would I trade this chart that is just down quite literally 95 and at the peak like 97% over something that is from its ICO price up 15,000 or 1,500%, and from its recent lows up 40, and it's just buzzing with volume. It doesn't make sense. So that's kind of how I pick my watch list and pick the coins that are on there and not on there. And I think some people have asked me about this, so that's why I'm kind of covering it here. So yeah, check out boomish.org. I'm gonna have courses out, all that shit. So that's about it. Check out my Twitter, and then I'll see you guys around.